Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Uh, Thank you for being patient with losing my voice and being out of town and just several things going on. Kind of pushed everybody back. It seems like it's always something. That's our new motto. It's always something. So you know how this works. Don't forget, it's not an exact science. We communicate, okay, the best way we can. Um, she's making she before I even got started, she was making this sound. It's like a steak sizzling, but I don't know what it is unless you've just been to a place where this happened. You know when you get those really hot plates and you might get fajita meat or something, or a steak, and it's still sizzling when they bring it out on the really hot plate, put it in front of you. So it could be fajita type stuff because that's the last place I remember hearing that noise. So I don't know if she's trying to validate something that she was there at that time. So just think about it. And if it hasn't happened, it will happen. So if you now it's not going to count if you go do it on purpose. It has to be just kind of out of the blue usually. So anytime you hear that, see it on. She's showing me fajita meat more like it's just sizzling. Okay, stop. So it counts if you see it on TV or you see it at the table next to you or see it on Facebook. Make sure you validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more. She's calling herself Sissy, but it's somebody else down here that's saying it over and over and over and over. Sissy, 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 sissy. Like somebody calling her in, which is perfectly fine. I don't care what people say. Oh, you shouldn't talk to them all the time. You're keeping them from going where they need to go. No, you're not. You can't tie a rope on her. She can go anywhere she wants to. She's it's her soul. It's she's energy. Um, you're not bothering her. And if she doesn't want to show up, she won't show up. They can do what they want. But somebody, oh, she's really close. She's making me itch. Sorry. Wow, that's itchy. So know that whoever's doing this, and I feel like it's somebody younger, know that she's around them all the time. Okay, I'm hearing George Albert, like it's the same person, first and middle name. We stink at names. I wish they quit doing the names. We really stink at names. So it's at least a G.A. George Albert. Both of those names have 6 letters. That could have something to do with it. It's usually at least the initials. Somebody she's acknowledging, validating. Okay, she's showing me a wedge of what looks like cheesecake. It's not very tall. It's just a wedge of it, lighter colored, something on top of it. You know, it could be some other kind of cake, but it looks like cheesecake. But I feel like it's more like it was at some type of a celebration. Maybe somebody didn't want regular cake. Maybe they got cheesecake for their birthday. Something along. Now she's showing a candle in it. So somebody's birthday, they had something that looked like this cake. She's validating that she knows that. She's calling you Grammy. I don't know. I don't feel like she called you that when she was here, but she's calling you Grammy now. So I don't know if somebody else calls you that. And she's kind of trying to validate 2 different things. I love you. And she's so sweet. She loves you very much. She she has her little fairy wings on. Or at least I call them fairy wings. They're not angel wings. They look more like fairy wings. And it's kind of like she uses them to flutter in and come up on your back and hug you from the back around the neck. You should feel that. I know I probably told you before, when you're in really deep grief, it's hard to feel these things and see the signs, but once it starts easing a little bit, it gets a lot easier because you're more relaxed, I guess. I don't know. To me, it's backwards, but so she comes up from behind, she hugs you around the neck. So you should feel maybe just that pressure, warmth. You could get a sudden chill, like, ooh. Usually it's not a cold thing when they're around. It's usually warmth. But that chill is the energy. She's leaning over my right shoulder as she's hugging from behind. And again, she's calling you Grammy. She says, I love you, Grammy. So even if she didn't say that before, she does. She is now. And there's a reason for it. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. I promise you. My head's itching. So you should hear that in your right ear. Like, when she's getting pretty strong. She's very soft right now, but her energy is, she's figured out how to do this pretty much. Like when Bob comes in, my ear will turn bright red and feel like it's going to burn off, which he hasn't done lately, and he's going to get in trouble. So you could feel something like that around your ear. You'll probably hear the whispering, the pss, 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 or you could wake up and think that you heard it in your sleep. And just trust it. Believe it. What's it going to hurt if you believe it? And once you start just letting yourself believe it, you're going to get more. You're going to see all the little trinkets. Something about trinkets. I don't know what kind of trinkets she's talking about. Little things, little trinkets. Hang on, I'm asking her something. Little trinkets on the floor that you step on. It's kind of like, I don't know that she's actually talking about Legos or the jacks. I don't think anybody plays jacks anymore. But those little sharp things on the trinkets on the floor that you step on and it hurts like hell. Something like, so you recently just stepped on some little thing on the floor. If you haven't, you're going to. It's going to hurt like hell. She's giggling. She's giggling. So whatever this is or was, know that she pushed it out there in your way. She's being ornery. She's trying to get your attention. So again, validate her. And if it hurt like hell, tell her, hey, that hurt, knock it off. Find something nicer. And what they'll do that though if they really, really want to get your attention. One time I felt like a pin sticking me like 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, hey, that really hurt. What the hell's up with that? Who is that? And I got one more pin prick, and I have a B.O.B. tattooed on my ankle. And it was right in the middle of that. I go, oh, now I know who it is. You got my attention. What the hell do you want? So pay attention if you get something like that, or if you even see somebody do it on TV, walking across the floor, stepping on something real sharp with their bare feet. Pay attention to what's going on exactly at that moment. The maybe song on the radio or something around you, or just something you're looking at on your phone while that happens. Just pay attention to something else too. A lot of times there's a double validation. Okay. So, okay. She's showing herself. She goes around several places to several people and gives the same type of hug, and I love you. Her mom, I think she has a sibling. you. There's a man. She does this too. A man. Well, two men. One about your age, one about her mom's age. Um, the one about your age could be older. Not 100%. I'm not going to dwell on it because she just wants everybody to know she's hopping around giving hugs, and I love yous. It's almost like you can hear her wings, and these are not angel wings. I've never seen somebody. Well, yes, I have. She's not an angel. She wasn't an angel. If I remember right, I have actually seen somebody that they told me that they had been, that came down here for a mission and they went back. But she's got these little, excuse me, these little fairy wings on, and it's almost like you're going to hear them whirring, whirring. Even if you have a hummingbird, you know, you hear that. If you've ever heard them close enough, you can hear their wings, even though they're little. Hummingbird or any bird, and you hear them whir when they go by. Same thing. You're going to hear that whirring, but you should hear the whirring of the wings even when there's nothing around, when you're just sitting there quietly. So know that when you hear like the hummingbird or bird, whatever, and you hear it close enough that you can hear their wings, that's a sign. Again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, let her know that you know that that's a sign from her. But you'll also get, probably in your telepathic ears, you'll get the sound of whirring wings when nothing else is there. She says you're gonna feel like you have bats in your belfry. Don't we all? She says you're very courageous, you're strong, you're beautiful. You know how to kick ass when you need to. And everybody loves you just the way you are. I always knew you were there to support me. Now I'm here to support you. It's my job. It's my mission. Okay, okay. She wants you to hold out your hand. And I don't know if I've told you this before. Relax it. Just hold it out. And instead of her grabbing your hand and holding your hand like I ask them to do when I'm walking or something, she's going to reach out and touch like her little hand on your fingers, like cup it. So cup your fingers. Don't do it like this because you won't feel it. It may take you one time, it may take you 50 times. It just depends on how much you're going to believe in it. Just hold your hand out, relax it, and you should feel something touching the end of your fingers, like kind of holding on. She's not really holding on, but anyway. When you feel that, validate it. Let her know that you know that's her. And then she says she's there to support you. That your heart is like, say it again. Your heart is like a brick. She says your heart is like a brick oven. That's different. And you burn anything that comes close to it. That's different. Like that. Well, She says you need to shut the door on the brick oven and soften it. Soften it. Turn the fire off. Something about you picking people that are out to get you. That, I think she means people that have that kind of energy. Or that's what's in your head. Now, that one kicked my ass, so the next one's going to be out to get me too. That kind of thing. That's kind of what she's talking about. She wants you to soften your heart, and she wants to help you do that. That's a big job. I know. All too well. I know. So, she says when you decide you're ready to put some of your armor down, call on her. She'll be the perfect one to help you. Be a little more vulnerable. She wants to soften you. I hear the wings vibrating again. Even though they're toy wings, they're fake wings. I feel your overwhelming love and your overwhelming grief. But be happy for me. I'm not hurting anymore. And I'm very happy. Now she's skipping around in a circle. Skipping, 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 skipping. Still has her little wings on. It's those little fake wings, that you can see through, like you get at Halloween, like a Halloween costume type thing. I don't remember if she's one of the ones that had a picture of her with those on, or if it was somebody else. I do so many, I can't remember who's who. Who does what, I should say. Be happy for me. I know you're sad for you, but be happy for me. I am no longer suffering. This was my job here. And then she looks right in your eyes. She says, I love you. But this was supposed to happen this way. Be happy for me. Please. Find it in your heart. Now call me in, because I have to finish my job. And my job is to soften your heart. She's very knowledgeable. I don't know what word to use. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it needs to be. This is what's supposed to be done. This is part of the plan type of thing. She totally gets it. Okay, with that, she's actually flying. I don't think I've ever seen one fly before. I see them go, but not like she's doing. She's using her little wings, and she's going to fly off. She's so cute. She looks so healthy. Even though we don't have this body anymore, we don't need it anymore. This is just our vehicle for our soul, our spirit to cruise around in while we're down here. Lord, mine's cruised way too much. It's getting wore out, needs an overhaul. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you for being patient. Well, you know how it works. Hopefully, I won't have so many boo-boos from now on. Much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones.